We return to the sunny coast of the Mediterranean island of Sicily to continue our fight. Let's take a closer look at the forces. So, today I'll be taking command of our Fallschirmjäger. We have the continuation from the last round's battle in Catania, with the British trying to punch through and the stalwart airborne trying to hold that line. They drove back the airborne last time, and now it's XXX Corps' turn to butt their head against this wall. So we do have our HQ and 3 full Jaeger platoons. Each does have a 2.8 centimeter AT gun there attached. We do have 2 in formation 8 centimeter mortars with a spotter to command them. And then we do have, these are our 5 centimeter AT gun assets. We have their 7.5 centimeter artillery battery. We do have 3 Fallschirmjäger mortars, and the Stukas were actually the Firestorm, so those are support for our sector that will be most welcome, and that should be enough to drive back some British here. Excellent. And what command cards are you taking today?
We had a Perilock and a Diversionary Tactics.
Excellent choices. I'm sure those will come into play. Looking like a nice, mean, hard-to-shift Fallschirmjäger defense.
They should be digging in that Italian landscape, and that Diversionary Tactics actually does look like it's going to be very helpful with the pending British list reveal.
All right. Well, on that note, let's take a look at what Monty's glorious boys are bringing from XXX Corps. Here we have the British for today's game. I am taking a break from playing Axis and being the Allied commander for today. What we have is the Corps formation being a motor rifle company. So we got 2 platoons, 1-2 of motor rifles with 4 teams, a command team, a 3-inch mortar, and a boys anti-tank rifle. We have a squad of 3 centimeter mortars. There's just 2 guns there. We got a platoon of Vickers with 4 guns. We got the command. And then we have 3 universal carrier platoons. Then in support, we have a platoon of 3 Shermans for Sicily. We have our Firestorm platoon of 2 priests there. We've got a Honey OP for the observing. We've got a platoon of my 4 sextons there are standing in for 4 priests. And a platoon of 4 British 25-pounders. And then also for command cards, I've taken a few today. We have...
That's a stack.
Artillery expert to, at the start of the game, after deployment, reposition one of my range markers anywhere on the table. SAS raid, when your opponent rolls first for air support, they automatically fail to receive air support for that turn. We've got the standard lucky, because everyone loves lucky. And planned raid, play at the start of the game, and after objectives are placed, but before deployment, to move one objective up to 4 inches in any direction. The objective's new location must still follow the mission rules for placing objectives. So we'll see if that works out to my advantage at all with the game that we are playing. We are going to be playing cornered, fighting, as Ben said, up the road to try and take the highways out of Catania. So let's get set up and take a closer look at the table. Here we have deployment. So as you can see, the objectives were placed, 1 on the reverse slope of that hill and 1 out in the open there. Ben had put it all closer to the forest, but I moved it with my card. Then he deployed in amongst the trees, as you saw there. I deployed along my table edge, spearheaded forward where I could, trying to avoid the minefields, and hoping to get an early push into the objectives. Okay, turn 1 British movement. What did we do? We disembarked that infantry platoon from the carriers that they were riding in on, moved up into the river, Burmese style, where the carriers are swinging around the flank. Over there, we had the other platoon disembark off the back of the Shermans and start advancing across the river. 1 carrier platoon attempted to cross with a crossier order and a terrain dash. 1 of the carriers, unfortunately, was not able to make it. The Shermans and the other carrier platoon have advanced in behind, and the Honey Stewart is advancing to the ridge to get its position set up for observing for the artillery. And that's it. So we are going to move into the shooting phase, and I am going to attempt to do to Ben what Ben usually does to me with 60 mil single gun bombardments, except I have actual artillery. So let's see if this works.
Heads down, boys. British turn 1.
Okay, so we're going to start with the most unengaging part of the game, ranging and artillery. We're going to start with my Vickers machine guns. They're going to attempt to use their rule that they can indirect fire.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone use that, so I would like you to also continue to keep it that way.
So we're going to use them as the spotting team. They're going to draw their line of sight to here, and they're going to attempt to range in. There will be no terrain underneath the marker, and their skill rating is a whole whopping 4+. So on a 4 on the first attempt, nope. On the second attempt, range is in. So put that there. And then we've got it on him, literally that direction.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clipping the back of him, 7.
Okay.
So,
and
there are
5.
Oh, one's a 2.8 centimeter, isn't it? Yeah, he's a AT rifle.
No.
That's the rifle. This guy.
Oh, it is. One's facing backwards. And I thought that guy was up here. I must have shuffled them around at the end.
So we'll do him first, hitting on a 5. Hit. And then the rest are just the MG teams. So we're going to get 3 more hits. And this will pin you down because it is a bombardment. I'll put one there, and one there.
Don't appreciate that start, but okay.
Don't worry, the firepower is only a 6+.
Yeah, you get it out now. So we've got
Here.
one
somewhere.
AT, one AT gun, and 3 anonymous teams.
Yep.
So we'll do AT gun. Excellent. And 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh, a failed fire
One
test.
firepower
So
on the regular.
firepower 6+. We'll just throw them over here. Nope. That was unsurprising. Okay, moving on. As I move your teams around on sheet, don't mind me. The 2 priests that are firing together there's the Firestorm troop. They are going to attempt to range themselves in. From here, going to draw a line of sight right beside where I draw for the Vickers.
Pretty much the same target point. Okay.
Yep, still on a 4+.
So
Double
they
check.
were the pre-existing battery A.
Yep. Ooh, they're veterans, so they'll be on a 3+. So a battery A here. That goes away until I range in. First attempt. Nope.
Ooh, excellent.
Second. Yes. Now there are 2 guns firing, so as you know, I'll be re-rolling any successes. Don't mind me as I take out all the... Oh my gosh. I swear I haven't drank yet.
They're just moving out from under the artillery.
So because of the angle, I'm actually going to hit more. So I'm going to hit that team. Don't quite hit him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of your rifle MG teams and the 2.8. So 2.8 on a 5+. Doesn't get hit. And then 8 of the anonymous rifle MGs. 8 on 5s, getting 2 more hits.
You can handle on the 2.
One.
Oh, and a re-roll.
Oh yes, because 2 guns firing. Pull that out, and I'll roll into there. Getting 1 hit. That's okay. Put it on him.
Down to 1.
Saved.
And he's good.
Okay. So, what did we have left to fire as artillery? My priests can also draw some line of sight past the tree line here. Not my priests, sorry. My 25-pounders.
Well, that we're going to name Meat Grinder Corridor.
We'll drop it right on the 30 line mark there on top of his head here. And what is their skill rating? They are also a veteran on a 3+. But is that fence line underneath? No. Okay. So on a 3+. Yes. Can't spot for another gun, so Mike target doesn't matter. Not that I think he has Mike target. That was battery C.
A lot of shells coming in that corner, boys.
Yep.
No one likes to be in that platoon right now.
So we're hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rifle MG teams. And not the 2.8.
Might be it this run. Okay.
So hitting you on 4s though.
4s this time.
1. That's okay. I'll put it
right.
on the guy that is underneath the ranged in point.
All right. Excellent. He is good.
Okay, good to go. And I think, because nothing else has line of sight, that will be the extent of my first turn shooting. It was quite fun artillery. We're going to move into German turn 1, and we'll be right back.
So we have 1 unpinned test for the boys, who are most certainly not staying where they are this turn.
So they do have a commander reroll, I think.
Yes, the one is
there.
right here to match. Oh yeah,
Yep.
was the
So
commander.
within 6 in line of sight.
So reroll.
They will stay pinned.
Jaegers will always fail the reroll, but they're moving anyway, and it's probably not forward. So
That's fair.
I'm okay
All
with
right.
it this time.
We're going to do movement and be right back. And we almost forgot that we do have to do the rest of the command step, you know, because that would be playing the actual game. So starting with planes, I think it is, because your planes aren't in reserve.
Nope.
So
and
they're on
I do have a
4+.
reserve roll, so my planes will do here.
They would come in on that 6, but because of my card, it will now get burnt.
At least we're burning it out on turn 1.
And then the reserve roll.
Come on, Diving Eagles. We would love to see planes do something for once. Reserves, get them in now, I would love. Is a 2, so no.
Okay, now we're going to move on to the movement phase.
But good to remove that card now, because I will definitely need that. German turn 1 movement. We have actually repositioned our defensive lines. Our reserve is moved out of the forest, crossing to secure the objective here. We want to make sure that nothing gets across that bridge. The one along the river there has taken the chance to cross the river, gaining control of the vineyard, taking control of the farmstead. And then, of course, no one wants to be under that barrage. They've taken the chance to start falling back to the forest. So that was our movement here for our infantry. We've chosen not to reveal an ambush as of yet. We'll hold that. And we'll be going into the German shooting phase. And that German shooting phase is actually going to be rather brief, predominantly being infantry weapons. The infantry really has no targets. We will have artillery. We've got our main guns here. And we've got our mortars. Now, we had some pre-ranged in bombardments that I think he has dodged pretty successfully. This one here was for the artillery guns, so that way it would catch
A couple of the carriers.
the carriers, and in fact they might just repeat off that. The mortars are there, but they're not really going to dent that armor. So what I am going to do for the mortars is switch them to a smoke bombardment, and we're going to be cutting this gap with smoke for the turn.
Pick your aiming point. Might as well start with that.
So we've
have
got
to start with that.
a 3-gun battery going,
The
which
8 inches,
is
12 inches.
12 inches. And so we're just going to pretty much put it somewhere maybe even close to your current ranging point and bring it across to block everything that way. About a 12-inch line is pretty much could block between that building and all the way to that tree line, which is actually a pretty good turn for us.
I'm going to block my OP from being able to see through.
Block a turn where we're maneuvering out of foxholes. So we will do that. I think that's my best option. So it's just a straight range in with veterans. Not on that one. There we go.
On 4.
Yep.
So we go with those.
So if we put something along here and it goes out about 12 inches from the outside edge of that, pretty much goes right till there. Okay. Yeah, about there.
It was overhanging the 12.
Okay. Works for me. Cuts off that gap where the OP is going to be setting up shop.
Well, there goes my plan to drop my own smoke bombardment on my ranged-in marker. I guess.
You have enough artillery that I don't appreciate.
You don't like
especially on
my
turns
artillery
where
park?
I need to spend maneuvering. Our other gun does have, it's at least a 2. I've got no spotting on any of your infantry, so we are going to repeat that straight on the carriers.
You are hitting me on a 3+. Let me just double check. I might be careful. That would be nice. Oh, I am careful 4+. So you'll be hitting me on a 5 because of the lack of line of sight.
Yes, I do not. I blocked my OP, and they're sitting over here, which is also blocked. Okay, so we'll be hitting on 5s. We'll just roll them here for convenience. They don't go flying. None.
Okay.
Boom.
Anything else?
And that is the turn.
Excellent. A short and sweet enemy shooting phase. It is what I like. So we'll move into turn 2, British. British movement phase, now that I've actually moved everything. So, what have we done? Well, first off, we...
Surge forward.
Yes, here, actually. So the Shermans did cross through the river with a cross-here order. They didn't end up needing it. The observer teams attempted to cross. Sorry, the observer teams.
Carriers.
The Universe carriers. The one that was stuck attempted to cross and failed. The other two just kind of moved into the gap there. The other platoon attempted to cross with also one failing, and the other two moved up onto the edge of the tree stand to put their MGs across into the buildings. My OP kind of moved a little bit farther up just to get better line of sight when the smoke dissipates. The two medium mortars there have moved over the hill to get some line of sight potentially at some point. The motor rifle platoon over there moved into the vineyards to start engaging the Fallschirmjäger platoon. Over here, that motor rifle platoon continued their trek down the Jungle River. British movement, turn 2. We started support of them. To forget to the the priest troop there advanced as well to direct fire engage the Fallschirmjäger, along with the universal carriers moving up to support. So we're going to move into shooting.
So British turn 2 shooting.
So we are going to start with artillery again. I've got a formation command team over here that's going to attempt to spot. We're going to spot the priest troop that are marked with my sexton models, battery B. And we're going to try and drop them in the center of this platoon here on the hill. So there will be a hill underneath, so that will add +1 to the score. I will be on a skill of 3+.
Is the commander a veteran?
That's what I'm checking. He is not a veteran. Interesting.
So
He is 4+, so it'll become a
back to
5.
fives.
First attempt. Range is in.
That is not what I appreciate.
Triggering my mic target to attempt to range in 25 pounders. Essentially the same target.
Good thing we brought extra Fallschirmjägers.
They will not be able to do that, so his third attempt. No, so the 25 pounders do not get to range in. But I do get my priests ranged in here, so let's see what I'm hitting.
At least you don't have time on target.
Whew, yet. Over there, we are going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So there's going to be different teams under there right now.
Alright, so we got one
So
mortar.
you've got
2 mortars. These two.
2 mortars.
So I'll do them first.
Okay.
Well, at least I'll put dice beside them, actually. That'll make it more.
2
The
mortars.
Observer. Phone. Sorry. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 MG teams. No, 8 MG teams and a.
Well, we'll move around to where the action is about to be centered.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I think
8.
this is
Okay,
those
yeah, 8.
3. So yeah, the whole front you've got.
Which is 7 MG teams in him.
I think it misses
Oh,
that guy.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, those two.
It misses him.
Oh, I might have been counting him earlier.
But yeah, you do have 1, 2, 3. Let's move it.
That's 2.8.
4, 5, and what's on the front?
Those 3.
6, 7, 8.
All right, so one of the 2.8s.
One mortar, 1 2.8. The spotter.
And
So
everything
roll the
else.
3 separately.
So mortar. Missed. 2.8. Missed.
Also miss.
And the spotter. Hits.
It's the spotter. Okay.
And then it was 7 MG teams.
And then that leaves. Yes, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 MG teams.
And I hit 1, 2, 3 of them. And I'll take
Okay.
that so you can roll some dice.
So we have only the one standout team was our spotter.
Mm-hmm.
He fails, but he's fortunately still dug in.
Yep, that'll be a firepower check.
And then we had 3 of the Jaegers. Those are good.
Excellent. All right, a firepower test. The priests are 105 millimeters, And their firepower is a 3+. That will kill your spotter. I needed that. And I know you needed that too. So that was good for that. So now I'll hand you back the camera.
That is why I always leave my artillery with their own line of sight.
Next, I will spot. So next, I'll do the Vickers. They're also going to attempt another bombardment. Their range, just to make sure.
What's their bombardment range? Yeah.
It's over 24 inches, so I can't direct fire. Vickers have a bombardment range of up to 48. Whew. So what are we at now? You're at the 40-inch mark, so you're in range. And spotting, we'll use him to spot. We'll draw it right up here onto the tree line.
Okay.
So I'll hit the tree line.
So their skill was a
4+, so on 5. First attempt. Second attempt. Third attempt. Range is in on the third attempt.
so to 6s.
And it was right here. So we are going to hit 1, 2 mortars. 1, 2. Definitely hitting the 2.8 again. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 MG. And actually, I'll hit that third mortar too. So 7 MGs, 3 mortars, and a 2.8.
So mortars.
Oh, I gotta roll for them first.
Oh.
So that was my third attempt. Your 4, 5, 6s to hit. So the mortars, 1 hit, so that will pin them, thankfully. I'll put it on that one at the top there. The 2.8, nope. And like I said, 7 MG teams, also on 6s. All right, so just the 1 mortar team.
Oh, okay. Don't need that many dice out. So the 1 mortar. Yeah, he's still at 3, which does fail.
Okay,
They were dug in.
Firepower 6. It kills a mortar team.
All right. I don't appreciate that also.
I'm sorry, dude. We're going to move on, though. We've got 2 priests direct firing with slow firing cannons into the falling back infantry. So 4, probably over 16 and concealed. So 6 to hit, 7s to hit because of slow firing. Nope. And then the Vickers the Universal Carriers have just a regular MG at 16 inches. Let's see if they have range. They do not. So then over there we've got these 2 platoons are going to shoot into the tree, into the building there. So I'll do one at a time. So I got 2 carriers shooting through the tree line there, and 2 carriers shooting through the tree line there. So we got
There's only 1 team in there, so
That's
you
fine.
might as well roll up the handfuls.
They are ready to fire 3 on the move. Okay. Are you sure rolling them together?
There's only 1 team that's even eligible.
Yes, because of the smoke. All right. So hitting on 4s, becoming 5s because you're in concealment. But you did move last turn, so you're not on the ground. And I'm not shooting through smoke.
He has gone to ground.
No, he moved.
He's concealed, and he didn't shoot.
But he still moved last turn. To be gone to ground, you have to.
You're right.
You're not scout.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. So hitting on
I'm not used
5s.
to have any of it, because I'm always on the attack.
He's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on 1 team, but he is in bulletproof cover.
4? Yep. He's fine with it.
Okay, so then the last thing we have to do is to throw the motor rifle platoon on that flank in the vineyard, also into him. They are all within 16. So I'm going to start with the 2-inch mortar because he is in overhead fire. I opted to use the smoke, and I'm still thinking about it.
Are you going to do the smoke?
I'd be hitting you on a 6 if it actually hits. Well, I'm sorry, he'd be hitting on a 5.
You'll be
Everyone
hitting
else
the
would be
same?
hitting on a 6.
Either way.
Oh yeah, he's still firing. Yeah, I'll try it. So he'll do a smoke bomb or a smoke round. So
Smoke
on
round.
a 6 up to hit because it's slow firing, he does hit. So I get to drop a fun little smoke token on top of him, and that will give me a bit of return cover. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4 MG teams on the move, firing into him, hitting on a 6. Nothing. But that's okay because they wouldn't hit anyways.
At least the smoke.
Hit. And I think that will be my turn too. So we're going
Found
to
everything
move.
except the priority targets and shots you needed.
So we're going to move into German turn 2 with a starting step.
So, German turn 2, we do have some morale again. on the one platoon that is wondering why they drew the short straw of targets.
Yep.
So let's see if they're actually fearless. No, you can always count on a Jaeger to fail morale. Reroll.
Hey, they unpin,
Boom.
and then the mortars.
The mortars, same. They are good.
I was really hoping
It's only the rifle platoons.
So
Whenever
we got
move forward. So
we got
that's
planes.
done. We do have planes.
plane roll 4+. See if the Stuka comes on.
We got our diving eagle sign last time. Let's see if we can get it again.
Not quite.
They don't.
All right, and then
We
two
do
dice
have
for
two
reserves.
dice for reserves. Planes would have been great.
You get both units.
Double reserves though is very nice.
And they turn to German movement. Take us through it.
All right, so we had our one platoon here. They've dug in, the guys that aren't in the houses, all along the riverbank. Our primary linchpin at the front of our defenses, they've dug in on that ridge line here. The ones there, again, dodging continuous creeping barrage, has fallen back over this into the saddle between the two mountains. Our reinforcement mortars have moved on into that tree line to cover down that column. And the martyrs have moved on along that corner as well. And they're looking to hopefully set up to keep all these armored push back. So that's our movement. We will actually hopefully have a few shots in places this turn. And we're going to set up for that.
All right, we'll be right back.
So, German shooting here. We've got the 2.8 centimeter with these gentlemen there. They're actually going to try and take a shot at the front of that Honey Stewart rolling up on the ridge. See if we can deal with that OP if we get lucky. We do have one in the house here. He's blocked by the tree line to the Stewart, but he does have his carriers who have bumped into the tree line, and so he'll take his shots at that. Along with a few houses that are at the front, one of them being smoked. They're going to shoot at these infantry. Couple of these guys actually will have 3 of them. Can potentially shoot into them as well, so they'll probably contribute. And then the mortars actually don't even have range to the machine guns. The literally only thing I can do with them at this point is to drop some on his carriers there, try and get some open top ones. So we'll do that. So we might as well just start there even, because these are the long shot ones. So we'll do that. 2 range in. I can place it in the open.
Yeah.
Easily.
Place it like
pretty
that.
much.
Doesn't even clip trees. It's all.
Yeah, just enough to catch all the vehicles. Okay, so veteran ranging in on 3s, which fails the first. There we go.
Second attempt. So hitting me on 5s.
So we have mortars.
Oh, you ranged in point.
Ranged in. Somewhere just move it to the forward so we catch them.
Well, that was where you had to put it so that it.
Without hitting the trees? Fair enough. Okay. So 3 carriers hitting on, what are they?
5s. They start with 4.
Or yeah, so 5s now. Okay. 2.
All right. And then the priests.
2 carriers and one
priest.
priest.
All right. What is your AT?
Centimeter, I think, is only a 1. It is.
All right. So for the priest and for the 2 carriers. 1, 2. Wow.
Very good.
They were both 2.
We do have 3 martyrs over there. So
martyrs on the priests. We're going to give the priests concealment just because from the models I view, that stone wall is actually tall enough to conceal over half the vehicle.
And you are
4.
native
so it
4s?
becomes 5, which actually becomes 6 at this
Sixes.
range.
Yeah. None?
Okay.
We have the 2.8.
Now they were just over 16, but I unfortunately moved my Stewart just a little too far forward, so I can no longer claim that he's concealed. Yeah. So just hitting on his native 4, becoming 5 for range.
1 hit.
No, that's not good. All right. You said it was
AT 7.
7. My front armor is 3. I need a 4 or better. That is an exact opposite of what I need.
He is a 5+ firepower. which he does. This is the first battle spotters have died, honestly.
I don't work.
And you took mine, so fair trade. Turns off.
Okay, well that happened. So
Most excellent.
not good for me.
We're going to continue with that unit. We did have the 3 that are shooting across into the couple of the motor platoon here.
Okay, so I'm getting concealment for the vineyard. Otherwise, it should be just under. Oh, sorry, was it this platoon?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
in
so
16.
it is over 6. It is in 16.
Because their range is only over 16
right,
infantry.
that's a good point.
So yeah,
I know how to play the game.
Only the 3.
Stationary rate of fire, right?
No, moving. It counts as they dug in.
Oh, that's right.
That was this turn.
Right, yes, they advanced in and dug in.
We're on turn 2, not 3, right? Yeah.
Sorry, we took a break from last night, so it's been a good few hours.
Next morning, picking up where we left off. Yeah, so your mortars, or your motor platoon.
Oh, they're careful.
Careful? Is everything careful?
Pretty much.
All right. So 4's concealment 5's. 1. Okay.
Straight any
save?
particular team, or
you
you got a boys there as well?
It's pretty much going to be only eligible for these. Just put it on the closest one.
I'm going to attempt a mistake and target that to the boys. Nope. Okay. I rolled a 1 for that, so my infantry save. I save.
Oh, you couldn't have just rolled the 1 for the save?
No. I don't care about the boys right
okay,
now.
we do have teams in here.
Yes.
So the next platoon, that one's kind of blocked off by the building. But we have 1 in the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
He's stationary. And then we have
3 moving.
3 moving. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, the one that's in the smoke,
2
you'll have to
rolling
roll,
separately
because of the +1
for the
smoke.
+1. So we have, you were at 5's, and then 6's for these 2. Neither.
1 and a 4. Okay.
And 5's. 1 of those.
1 of those. I'm again assuming an MG team. All right.
On the closest MG.
I'll attempt a mistake into the boys. Goes on the anti-tank rifle, and on the save, the boys' anti-tank rifle dies.
All right. 1 ablative. And they do have their 2.8 that is going to shoot into the carriers. Now, he was a stationary 1 because he was from the last turn in the house. So 2 shots at them. They're concealed and inside 16. So again, straight 5's. 1.
Okay.
7.
I think I have a point of front armor. Let me just quickly double check. I have a point of front armor, so on
6
6
ties.
I get 5, so that goes in.
Whew. All right. Again, 5.
So
Does
it just
not,
bails me
but
out.
1 bailed.
All right.
All I've got left at this stage is going to be the main battery of artillery, who have, without their spotter or a commander, really only their own line of sight. So they might be just ranging pretty much to these carriers. I can't see through any of the buildings, so they're pretty much going to range themselves in to just somewhere here on the front of this, where I will have terrain underneath, but we'll be able to catch the carrier platoons.
Okay, so we had some camera issues. Unfortunately, the camera stopped recording as we were about to roll. It did range in on the first attempt, so now we're just going to roll to hit.
Yes, so we've ranged in here along the tree line, and I'm just going to roll out. We got 2 and 2 for the carriers, and so the left 2, my left here, 1,
Okay.
and for the other 2, 1.
All right, so
1 and 1, it's
AT?
AT2.
AT2, all right, so top armor 0. So the first one gets a 6, and the second one gets a 1, so that's potential destruction.
So that one is in, and so that's this platoon here. It's, I believe, a 4+.
We can reroll that because it's cocked. Dude, it's cocked. If it doesn't land flat, it's cocked.
Yeah.
Okay, bailed out. So that's 2 bailed out. 1 from each platoon.
So top of British turn.
Okay.
We've got only 2 remounts on the 2 carriers from last. We'll roll those out, and then he can go straight into movement.
So we'll just do the farthest one for me here, which will be that guy. He remounts on a 4+. So no,
Ooh,
and then the
excellent.
other one. No,
Ooh,
but the
oh,
other
excellent.
guys are still within command distance, so I do not need to do a last stand. So we are going to move straight into movement.
Take it away. Take us through that movement.
Okay, so mostly everything over here did not move, but the priests and the carriers, they did advance at tactical speed to get to the tree of the cover of the stone wall there. The platoon that was making their way Vietnam style down the river has advanced up to here to engage the Fallschirmjägers. My command team, with a follow me move at the end, was able to get up on top of the ridgeline to start spotting next turn, hopefully. And the mortars there moved up as well to see. In the backfield, I successfully blitzed and then terrain dashed forward my priest troop. And then on the river here, one of the other universal carriers was able to finally successfully cross over, while two of the Shermans were unable to succeed cross checks, one stopping completely in the river still, and one stopping at the tree line as they tried to advance forward. I attempted a follow me move to get them out again. So finally, that platoon there is staying stationary to pour as much fire as they can, hopefully back. Though now that I'm thinking about it, some of them may not be in range. But whatever, we will make do. Moving on to shooting.
Got the plan?
Yep, I'm going to kick things off in true British style with some artillery. So, command team with the bagpipes in the backfield there is going to spot that platoon of 25 pounders. Going to switch the aiming point. So right now it's only hitting mortars. It's going to aim it in right over here, hitting your other mortar squad, the original mortar squad, and crucially, 3 martyrs. So there is terrain under the template, and the weakest skill rating is a 4 on the command team, so going to need a 5, first attempt. Second attempt. It succeeds.
Could have waited till the third, or maybe none, but
You would have liked that, wouldn't you?
I would have loved that.
So hitting all 3 martyrs, 2 mortars, and 1 mortar. So I'm going to start with this mortar hitting on a 5. Don't hit. These 2 hitting on 5s. Don't hit. And the 3 martyrs hitting on 5s. 1 hit. Okay. Put it on that dude there. It is anti-tank 3 to your top armor of 0.
Don't appreciate because I've rolled a lot of low numbers here.
Well, let's keep hoping you do.
Like that.
And then a firepower 4+. So not great chance to kill it, but it doesn't hurt to try. So I'm going to bail.
Oh, that was a clencher for me for over here.
Next, my machine guns in glorious style are actually going to just simply repeat bombardment, hitting 1 mortar team and 1 machine gun there to hopefully pin them.
Oh, one was still caught. Okay.
Unfortunately.
They, yeah, I guess
And
it's the repeat.
as weird as this sounds for machine guns, because it's a repeat bombardment, it is technically brutal.
Oh, yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
the repeat.
So on a 4 to hit him, ooh, that's good for you. And on a 4 to hit him, all right, I hit him at least. So 1 save, please, on that MG there. It's okay. But he does have to re-roll because the repeat.
Grabbing the next dice.
Excellent.
And he fails that one.
But more importantly, that does pin down the platoon.
Teach him to not follow his PT regimen. He was supposed to have fallen back outside that.
Next, we're going to do some direct fire with these priests, shooting through concealment, slow firing, and over 16. And the more that I think about it, I think it is actually better to just have stayed stationary and maybe just try to 2-gun bombardment. But we're going to go for the 7s to potentially hit your martyrs. No. And then we've got MGs on the universal carriers firing at moving rate of fire into your closest platoon, which are mortars if they have range. I should have checked that earlier. They definitely have range. So moving rate of fire is a whopping 3 dice. That is actually better than I thought. Hitting you on 5s because you're in concealment. Hitting on 6s because you haven't moved, so you're gone to ground. For nothing. Okay. So now we're going to move on to this platoon here. Is going to shoot its Bren gun teams up into your Fallschirmjäger that are on the hill there. We are moving rate of fire, so 2 shots each, so 8 shots.
And on straight just concealed, so
just
5.
5s. And because the overhead fire of the mortar team would normally let me fire over my own teams if they move, but he's not touching the tree line, he can't quite see past it, so we won't be throwing him in. We're just hitting on 5s with some machine guns. We're going to get 2 hits. I'm going to put On the front, two closest rifle MG teams of the Fallschirmjäger.
I have no compunction against that, so one safe, and the other one's safe.
Unsurprising, didn't expect that to accomplish much. We've got 3 universal carriers across 2 platoons, unveiled or unpinned. No, unveiled.
3 not bailed
so
against
we'll
the trees. Yeah.
put them into the buildings, so we'll throw them all together. So 9 more shots. Hitting on 5s, because you are not gone to ground, because you did fire last turn. So 2 shots hitting, so 1 and 1 on the 2 teams
One
there
in
in
each
that
room.
one building.
Okay. So we'll do left guy. Does fail. Right guy passes.
Okay, a firepower on the one that failed, because you are in bulletproof cover. Nope. 2 hits on that platoon. And then lastly, we have that motor platoon. We're going to do the MGs first, because they are stationary rate of fire with 3 shots each. So 3, 6, 9, 12. And then I'll do the overhead fire after as just a regular shot. So again, targeting the route targeting the Fallschirmjäger platoon
In the building.
in the village. Hitting on 5s. That's some good
Got
rolls.
some hits.
So we've got 2, 4, 6 hits. Now I do have to allocate hits.
You can pretty much see like the front
Those
4
2.
rooms if they're all in
And
range.
Those 2, yeah, okay. So we'll do a hit on each dude, and then we'll double up a hit on these 2 teams here to get the other 2 from that. So 2,
1
2,
each on the
and
back
1 and 1,
and
yeah.
2 each on the front. So we'll just start and go clockwise, starting with the single roll. That one fails.
Firepower.
That one passes. That guy fails double.
And 2 on that one as well.
And that one fails. We are
There
rolling.
was 2 on him as well.
Oh.
Yeah, because I had 6 hits. Okay, so
Fails 1.
1 on that back guy, 1 on the front guy.
Good thing
and
it's a
2 on the
team
guy.
in bulletproof cover, because we cannot make infantry saves today.
So we'll start with this team, firepower 6+. Nope. I'll do this team next as well. Firepower 6+. Nope. And this team.
Double on him.
No.
Whew.
But you are pinned. So that is a good thing. And I might as well take that out because they've moved. And I think that will be, oh, no, my overhead fire from my mortar, hitting on a 5. No. Okay, that will now be my shooting phase. I believe that's everything. I'm not going to launch any assaults just yet. So we are going to move into German turn 3.
Fantastic. I would love to see some planes arrive. Let's start
Plans.
that up.
Turn 3, German starting step as he tries to warm up his dice.
Yeah, after some of these here, I've rolled a lot of 1s. I've failed almost every morale test I've made, including some with rerolls. So let's not do that. I bailed out Martyr and 2 Jaeger platoons that are pinned down, 1 from the barrage and 1 from the fusillade worth of bullets raining on those farm buildings. So we'll just start towards you, the really important one, honestly, for me. And they're all fearless here. He does want to get in that fight. Guy in the valley has failed every morale test, but the command teams are in there with him. And he tells them to get back on their job. And 1 down here in the house does want to keep going. Fantastic. So we have no reserves left, but we do have a plane. We got lucky on the first one. We burned out a card. Who takes that? Let's see if we can get these planes in here to actually do something.
Nope.
Never.
Maybe next turn.
Ever. No plane is ever worth a point.
Hey, at least they're free.
I've never seen a plane.
They
Heard a thing.
didn't cost you anything. They're
That's
Firestorm
true.
troops.
That's. Well, I would really love to see them pay off. Love it. But what can you say? All right. So we were going to have some movement, potentially. I do have an ambush. Still waiting for its moment. Kind of considering where that's going to come in still. And so we'll cut to that and let you know how things pan out. Okay, so a little bit of exciting action out of the Fallschirmjägers here. The one that's been falling back out of the barrages has moved back up over the saddle now that the enemy has closed into firing range. We've also, they've discovered, had some AT guns dug in to cover this road and the bridge and anything that comes around. So we've revealed our ambush there. The Martyrs didn't really like being isolated under a perpetual barrage when they don't have roofs. So they have tried to beeline through the forest. The lead two have made it in, no problem. The other did roll a 1 on his cross check. So he's going to be just shooting at the priests who are still across his front line. The rest of the stuff over here was dug in and stayed stationary. So we will actually, though, generate a bunch of shots off that. The mortars did stay where they are. And they're going to do whatever I decide to do is best for them. So we're going to go into some planning for the shooting. See if we can blunt this British assault. So I was considering some smoke from my new mortars. It's not going to really kind of place as helpful as I'd like, so we're going straight into some shooting. We might as well start over there with what has very limited line of sight. So the one martyr is going to shoot across the front line to the priest. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Getting concealment from the tree, that thingy.
Yeah, and
Stone
he is
fence. There we go.
still
Stone
over
wall.
16.
That I didn't make a check. I might not be.
Yes, we're at
I
like
am, yeah,
21.
So 4 becoming 5 becoming 6. But he does count as stationary, I believe.
Yeah, I guess
'Cause he
because he was
didn't
right next to the
theoretically
tree, so he
Yeah.
didn't even try and move. Okay. So then 2 at 5s.
At 6.
6 is over 16, you're right. We had the 5. Couldn't get the 6. All right, so missed those. We do have the AT guns. Who... Your front armor is 3 on a priest?
I don't know. Yes? Yeah.
6.
310.
I think we'll do... 2 of the guns are going to shoot the priests.
Okay.
2 of them will shoot the carriers.
Okay.
So they're in 16s. And then just hitting on straight
Now
5s.
the priests won't be in cover because you're touching the terrain, and
Yep.
I'm not. The carriers will be because I'm touching the terrain as well, so I'm taking cover behind it.
Okay, fine. So yeah, so 4 on 4s for the priests. 1.
Okay.
Oh, the split firebomb. We are rolling cold. Come on, boys.
And then on the carriers.
So 2 for the carriers on 5s. Neither.
All right,
We wouldn't
what's
even have gotten the 4s, so it
what's
didn't matter.
The AT?
AT is 10.
Firepower on the priest.
So 4 plus, which we do get.
All right,
Fantastic.
So that will be 1 dead priest. All right, what's next?
That leads, we're going to move actually to the infantry here. They're obviously going to fire outside of these buildings into this platoon. So we do have the 4 that are there. The AT gun for it is going to shoot into a carrier again.
Okay.
So yeah, we will do the 2 at the carrier. You are on straight to 2 5s?
Yep, because of the concealment.
Yep. Neither?
Okay.
And then they're stationary at least this time, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8 into the motor platoon.
And again, 5 because of cover.
Finally, some. That's good. 2, 5. So we'll get a pin out of that. That's great.
Okay. And then
So,
4 room MG
pretty much
platoon. Well,
everyone's-
theoretically there's 5 MG platoons because of the command team.
Everyone's in 16, so yeah, we'll do the 4 MG teams. And I guess the command counts as the same, so
Yep.
we'll do him.
So I'll just roll them together. That doesn't count. And I'll lose 2. And I'll just let you pick which 2. It doesn't really matter to me.
We'll just say it was kind of like 2nd and 4th team, so cool.
Perfect.
Fantastic. And we have a pin there. And
Close.
close. The battery there, I'm just going to actually just do, oh no, Jaeger dice. We'll search that in a moment. A repeat. So it's there. We do get the 2 Shermans have moved into it. You can tie me if you roll
I
a
think
1.
so. Your AT was 3, and I think my top arm was 2.
AT is 2 on these guns. So if you roll a 1, you tie it.
Top armor's a 1.
But at least we're on the same location. So we'll do the 2 Shermans. Lead and back. Repeat, so straight to force. Lead one does hit. Back one does hit.
Okay.
Just might as well roll those out because we're not likely to get the 1.
Lead.
Woo!
And back.
Oh, all right. So 4+ to bail or nothing on the lead one.
Bails out.
Does bail. Sometimes you take the lucky pot shot. Fantastic. So for the carriers, now some are bailed, so we'll roll these separately here. We'll just work our way down the line. It
should be the front 4, because I think that last one might just be out.
Yeah, the last one we'll say is out.
Okay.
So working our way down. So the first one does hit. The bailed out one misses. The next bailed out one does hit. And the 4th in line misses.
Okay.
So 1 fresh and 1 repeat on the bail.
AT was 3, right?
AT is 2.
2. Okay, so the fresh
1 or 2s.
Bounces. And the bailed bounces. And then the morale check, because you did hit me and I bailed out. And actually we'll just run away. So the crew will scuttle their thing because they failed their bail.
Alright. So
yeah, we'll mark it with smoke. There we go. We've marked it with smoke
one
to represent the dead guy.
Scuttled. Fantastic. That actually played a little better than expected. So we have the 2 infantry platoons left here. Our center platoon. The lead one is going to take a shot at the commander on the ridge. He's the only one within 16. I know that guy's going to be setting up as a spotter. So in 16 to just an open guy. We're hitting on a 4, which does hit.
3+.
Safe. The rest, the infantry are going to shoot at the motor platoon in the tree line. And the AT gun here, the little 2.8, has technically a 20-inch range. He's all around. He's just going to slide. But he actually might take the shot from the hill. And even might as well just take it at the carrier there.
Okay.
Who actually, he's got 20, but
is
16.
If you hit the closest one.
Okay.
But I will get my concealment.
So we'll roll him. He's got his 2 shots, concealed, 5s, neither.
3 and 1.
And then that leaves 1, 2, 3, essentially a full platoon, so minus the 1 who shot separately. So that leaves 9. That'll all be in range to the motor platoon. Stationary for them, so we got 18. 7, 14. So we got 15 here, and then 3 extra. 2 5s. So I'll just re-roll 3 extra, which does generate an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Will pin me down.
So we do get a pin, and we're going to spread that.
The front 4 are the only valid targets, just because the 2
Okay.
are farther back from the tree line.
So we'll do 2 on these N2, closest to my side of the table, and then 1 and 1.
Okay. So we'll start with this guy at the far end by the Sherman. 2 hits. He's dead. Next is alive, and then is dead, and is alive. Leaves quite a hole out of that platoon, just like the other one. These motor platoons are nice with the rate of fire, but man, are they fragile.
Good amount of weapons, but I do get iffy about the British, especially motor platoons, due to their platoon size. Coming from armored rifles and Jaegers, my platoon's at 10. Soviets before that. 7-man platoons get less than combat effective rapidly. So we do have a moving rate of fire here. We do have the 1 AT gun who's going to contribute 1 shot towards the carriers there. On a 5 again, misses. And the rest of the rifles might as well take their shots at the motor platoon here as well.
So we got these
So
three teams firing, moving ready to fire here, and 1, 2, 3 teams firing here.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 at the motor platoon. Does get 2 more hits.
Okay. And
We'll just put him on the lead 2.
Closest guys. I'll burn my lucky to reroll that. And he's alive.
Okay. And 3 at the carriers on 5s. 1.
What's their AT?
Just a 2.
Alright, so don't roll a 1. Like that. And on a firepower 6+, you can bail me out.
It did happen once before.
It happens many times, actually, with us.
Not today.
That's cocked.
All right, we'll give it another shot. Come on. Eagle dice. No, not today. Okay, that is our shooting. Nobody has been missed. Oh, we do have the mortars. The mortars.
Nobody has been missed.
So,
well, which platoon first?
So let's do the 3.
Okay. 4 up. First
Range
attempt.
is
Which color?
So,
Guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We'll just use this one for now.
they're pretty much going to range the exact same point.
So 3 dudes and the priest.
So 3 carriers hitting on 4s. Does get the 3 of them.
And the priest.
Oh, and I only need 1 dice. 1 priest left. Let's get him.
Alright, 18.
AT's 1. So
Okay,
just roll once.
so on the priest. Okay, and then each carrier one at a time. 1, 2. That goes. That equals 3. That equals. So 2 potential bails.
So 2 on a 4+. Does get both.
Okay, and then the second attempted range in.
So the second 2 mortar. He's going to try and range in. Same range in. On a 4. Does range in on the first.
Okay, and then so same stuff, but you're re-rolling successes because it's only 2 guns.
So yeah, so 3 on the carriers, which, because some of them are bailed, I will roll 1 at a time. So you got the 2 outside ones are bailed.
Yep.
So we'll just work our way towards me. So that one does hit.
But
Re-roll. Fails. Next one fails. All right, and then the one that's intact fails.
And then the priest.
And the priest. And re-roll succeeds.
Okay. So bounces off his top with the 3.
Pretty much just misses going in the top.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Still, honestly, I'm not going to complain. We did get a couple bailouts. I don't think we have anything that I am eager about trying to assault with. The only potential assault would be if they were in range to something, which they're not. And they're not. So, no, that is the end of actually an unexpectedly effective German shooting phase. We'll go into the top of British.
Okay.
A lot of morale for a British starting step.
So we're going to do the rebounds first, starting here. So some carriers on a 4+. This one. Nope. And this one. Nope. So that'll be a last stand check on that platoon. The Sherman over there.
Ooh.
No. And the last carrier over there. No. No remounts at all. So unpinning that platoon on a 4+. They unpin. And the fire platoon also on a 4+. They unpin. So that's good. Then last stand. They're a scout unit, which means I believe it's a 5+ last stand. It is. So here we go. They run away. So he'll be gone, and they'll be marked as Rex here shortly. And then the last stand on the priest. Probably also 5+. Let's just double check.
I don't think they're that low.
Oh, they're fearless. What the heck? Okay, 3+.
They're not used to taking fire.
He's good to go. And that's it, I think, for my morale. Okay,
so that
so
movement.
not a lot of movement going on this turn. We successfully blitzed this priest up to the tree line, up to the rock wall for cover. They failed to dig in. One of the Shermans failed to cross again, and the other just moved up onto the bridge. All but one of the universal carriers basically failed their cross checks, and the one that had continuously failed is the one that passed and crossed all the way through. And then I'm opting to leave that platoon stationary to go to ground. On to shooting. Alright, to kick things off once again, starting with the artillery. So my formation commander there, the colonel, is going to attempt to spot for the priests in the back, which are modeled as sextons. We're going to spot it right here over top of the river. So skill is 4. That is the lowest. So on a 4+, we'll roll it over here in a nice flat area. On second attempt, yes. Alright, so you know what? That's okay. Second attempt is better than not. I was hoping to do Mike target, but it is.
So under here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 from that platoon.
Okay.
2 from this platoon. They're pretty much right there. So yeah, 4 and 2.
All right, so we'll do the 4 here first. Hitting on 5, so I'm getting 2 hits. 1 and 2, and then the 2 over there, who were also dug in. Getting 1. There. And a priest, I don't think is time on target for the British.
Not for the
No,
British.
not British
So
or
3s,
Americans.
or well, saves first. So yeah, the single guy does
Okay.
fail,
Fire
and the
power.
2.
Fire powers. Okay.
That's how we're rolling infantry saves today.
So the 2 on 3+, both destroyed, and the 1 also on 3+, is destroyed. Okay.
Now, you couldn't fail one of those after I gave you triple 1s.
Yeah, I know.
But you did roll 1s for my mortars, so
And that was the second attempt. So I'm going to be using the third attempt now to spot the 25 pounders away from over here in the forest. I'm going to use this little gap here in the tree line, and we are going to attempt to drop it right here on top of terrain and away from my dudes. So one attempt to do this on a 5+ because of terrain. No. Can't complain.
you're lucky in the other ones. Take lucky on that one.
Do the mortars next. Now the mortars have a little bit more sight line. So the mortars are going to attempt, they are only 2 guns, they are going to attempt dropping on the hill line right up here. Which again will mean a 5+, I believe, because they are also only trained. Yep, because I didn't take guards. So on a 5+, first attempt, second attempt, third attempt. Nope. That's
I
not
gave you
looking
all the luck you
good.
can get this turn, so just take it and move on.
My machine guns will spot themselves roughly in the same spot here, the 34-inch mark.
Just careful how much you're going through the forest. You're
Oh
clipping
yeah,
there.
good point. Thank you. So a little bit farther back here, we'll do it at the 33-inch mark. Right there, we'll need a 5+ on the corner of those 3. First attempt, second attempt. Come on, that's off the table. Not a single thing. Why?
Because they're finally out of foxholes and not happy.
So he successfully blitzed. He did not move then. He will range in somewhere here, far enough away from him, under terrain. He's a veteran though, so he's 3+. So needing 4s on the first attempt, getting it.
How I miss the old days of minimum range.
Definitely. Perfect. And that's gone, so we'll use it for him.
You guys have spent the whole battle running around dodging barrage after barrage after barrage.
All right, now that we figured that out, so what are we going to do? We're going to roll some dice. Now, I am hitting you on 4s because it's the first attempt, but I'll be re-rolling successes. So the 5 MG team's hitting on 4s. 2 hits.
Don't convert.
Becoming 1 hit, which is okay by me. I'll put it on.
All right, I can handle that.
The anti-tank rifle up here. Nope. The three teams from the other platoon. It's 2. None. And the 2 anti-tank guns. 1. None. That's not great. So we got 1 save on him. And that's
I can
essentially it.
probably give you that one. Oh, he doesn't.
Okay. That is a rather unsuccessful use of artillery this round. So then we're going to move on to the rest of the shooting. We're going to use 2 Shermans that are not bailed out. They're going to just cannon fire directly ahead. He's at moving rate of fire. He's at stationary rate of fire. 3 shots because I don't have stabilizers. Hitting on 5s because you can field.
You're allies, but not that much of an ally.
2 hits. I'll just put on the 2 nearest MG teams.
2 nearest MG. All right. So we got 2 saves here. I do make
Good.
both of those.
Okay. And then we'll use the rest of the carriers to just shoot into the building. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Might as well roll them together because they're going to shoot the same targets. So they're only going to be able to hit the 2 guys anyways. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5th. Hitting on 5s. Did they shoot last turn?
They have.
All right, so they are not gone ground.
Nope.
So hitting on 5s. 1, 2, 3 hits in total. That's a lot of 1s. So 2 on 1, 1 on the other.
We are both cold today when it counts. Okay, so 2 is fine.
And the 1.
And the 1
is also fine.
is also fine.
Okay.
I roll triple somethings. Triple 3s are better than 1s.
And the infantry will not shoot, so they can both claim go on the ground for the next turn, because I need to survive your return fire in case you unpin. So we will move into German turn 3. Command step.
Is it only 3?
Might be 4.
4, I
We'll
think.
come back to that.
All right.
We'll move on. All right. Whatever. All right. It is turn 4. German command step. We're gonna throw one in there for the drinking game.
Front of the line, all 3 platoons have been pinned down. We'll start with the ones here who won't have a re-roll because their commander is behind the ridge.
But of course they'll unpin.
They like it. They're used to artillery at this point. They brush their teeth with it. So we got the other 2 platoons. Center. Oh, they get a re-roll. All right. He tells them what to do. And for the farmhouse stead, they are good as well. We warmed this dice up enough to see Stukas hit the table.
No.
Now that you've said that,
they come in on a 5. You're welcome.
I was like, that's the only way they can come in, is if your opponent curses himself. So we're gonna pick a spot for these Stukas and go through the rest of any movement, and we'll get you lined up for that in a moment.
Okay, German movement, turn 4.
German movement. So over here, the 1 mortar platoon moved through the forest, 1 moving up on the ridge so they can start getting themselves some targets. The martyrs moved in. The 1 that had been left behind made it. The 1 that was in the forest failed to cross, but the other is coming in, hauled down on the slope to start trying to be able to range in on those Shermans. The infantry that were here were not dug in. They actually are going to start to counter push to try and gain and secure that river so that our line has a little bit more depth and room to fall back. Our other 2 platoons that are dug in have stayed stationary. And our Stukas are going to come in right here to try and catch all these carriers and even the 2 Shermans. That will be fantastic if they can range in, not getting shot down or anything. So we've got some good shots that we're going to go into. We're set up, hopefully, if nothing goes completely flop, to have a good turn. Let's start with these Stukas.
What's their skill?
They are veterans. They do have tall terrain. So 4s. We've waited this long for it to come in. Come on, boys, range in. There's the 4. Fantastic. All right. They do have bombs. Great firepower. Their anti-tank is a 4. So they're going to hit the 2 Shermans. And we've got 5 with 1 being bailed left. Unless you're doing
I'm going to
air.
So I think you checked 2 of the priests, their 20-inch range, other 50s were in range.
Yeah, they had a 6-inch range to drop their aiming point here. And you are with the lead 2 at 20. Ooh.
That's okay. We can pick those up. And then I've got 2 Shermans that aren't bailed out. Now they're self-defense AA, so they only get 1 shot each. And what am I hitting on?
Normal planes, so you'd be hitting on the 4s?
4+.
Or 5s. 5s with a 3 save.
Just going to quickly double check to make sure. That sounds
It's been
right.
a long time since planes have ever
really
hit the
has.
field. I think it's 5 and 3 for regular Stukas. Yes. Okay. So 5s to hit.
Not a single hit. Okay, moving on.
And yeah. So then we've got 2 Shermans. 1 is bailed out, so we're gonna have to roll a bunch of stuff separately here. And
A couple of carriers.
2 carriers that are 1 that's bailed, and 2 from the 2nd platoon. All right, so we will do
Sherman's first.
Sherman.
Hitting on 4.
That is bailed in, or it is operational.
Hits.
That hits.
Okay, and
the
the
bailed
bailed
out
does not hit.
misses. Okay, and the 2 carriers that are operational both hit.
Okay.
The one that is bailed out misses. Can't hit the bailed out vehicles. And the 2 here that are operational from the other platoon, 1.
Okay, so I'll start with the Sherman. Top armor 1, needing a 3 to equal. Okay, that goes in. The 2 carriers bounce. Well, 1 equals, 1 bounces. And the last bounces. So 1 potential destroyed Sherman and 1 potential build out carrier.
So yeah, what do we got? Oh, it's just a 2+ bomb. So Sherman does go up, carrier does go up.
Okay, we'll mark those and be right back. Okay, so mark those, and we're gonna move on.
Fantastic. Shots from here into the gone to ground, this time motor platoon.
So hitting on 6s.
2, 4, 6, and 8. We've lost a few here. Who's left? They are all still in 16. Okay. Didn't lose out on anyone. So 2, yes, 6s. 3.
Okay.
We'll do the 2 MGs, and well, the command is an MG too, so 3 MG teams.
1 dice. Pass me 1.
Doesn't matter.
Mediums. Thank you. Next,
we have the AT rifle here. He has been shooting at carriers who are kind of blocked now by the other Sherman. He's going to shoot up at the guy on the ridge who is concealed.
theoretically gone to ground because he only spotted.
He spotted, so it counts as gone to ground.
6, 7, because of range.
Like that. You know what? He does have an AT-7. He's going to shoot the bailed out tank from the front.
Okay. Only needing 4 to hit because I'm not in concealment.
Yeah. He does get 1 hit.
All right. Front armor.
So 7. So just
6.
If
5.
you roll a 1.
What is the front armor?
6. You count as heavy armor in mid-war.
Good to
Good.
go. No need to do a morale check.
The Martyr has 1 shot.
I
Going
think
to shoot
that's gonna hurt. I'm assuming you're gonna
Sherman?
shoot the bailed out one so he's not in cover.
That would be fair to me.
And am I within 16?
Let's find that out. Yes.
Perfect. All right, so just hitting me on the 4.
So, yeah, straight to 4. Does hit.
AT 10.
12.
Oh, pack 40. So I need
12.
a 6 to
You roll
equal.
6, you equal.
No.
Oh, not that. So it's a 3+.
Bailed
2.
out, so a morale check. And he runs away.
We'll find some gray smoke there in a moment. And there. The various infantry forces here are going to contribute what we can by line of sight. The teams that are moving will block some. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 left. This is 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13. So we'll need 5. No, 9. So yeah, 3 more. This is 15, and we need 18.
1 hit.
They were
Gone to
concealed and they went to gone to ground. So yeah, 1 with 3 more. None.
Okay.
So 1 on just an MG team on this flank. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the front. 2, 3, 4, 5.
1.
1, 6.
Okay. That's cocked.
Dead. And we have for the stuff here at the priest.
I'm pretty sure that priest is dead, but he does get concealment.
I should hope so. So we'll do the 57s. They don't have any other targets. Nope, not anymore. That's a lot of bad rolls. He's does 4 hit?
No, he's in cover.
Conceal, so then 1.
AT?
AT is 10. So straight to
yeah,
firepower. It's a 4+ on 57s. That succeeds.
Yeah, that blows them up.
I
No longer have an
no
assault.
longer have an assault. I don't think. I didn't even pin them
maybe
down, did I?
No, we didn't.
I do have the assault, but you're not pinned down. Oh, and 2 of them count as MG teams still.
Yeah, and the Sherman is within 8 inches.
So, no assault for them.
Okay. So we'll see what the British can pull out of their hat in their next turn. This might be game. Okay, we've got some British command stuff to do. None of my infantry platoons thankfully need last stand tests yet, but they're dangerously close. So we're going to do the remount on that last carrier there on a 4+. We'll clear some space here to roll it. He stays out, so that'll be a last stand test on them. It is a 5+ for them. They stick around, and the Sherman also a 5+. No, he will run away. That is going to seriously hamper my ability to fight, but we will see what we can do.
So what did you find left to move?
All right, so the machine gun platoon, they terrain dashed all the way over because they were coming off the hill. I'm going to try and start moving them up to support because I need the bodies. My priest platoon opted to blitz, followed by a move in order to swing around and start direct firing because I no longer have tanks, so they're the closest I got. My 2 infantry platoons attempted to dig in and once again failed, and my carriers, all but one, decided to stay stuck in the trees. So, we're going to do some shooting next. Alright, once again, starting with the artillery. So, command team on the ridge, going to attempt to spot the 25 pounders there at the back. We're going to drop it right on this dude's head here, so we'll need a 5 to do that. First attempt. Second attempt. That's cocked. Just gets it on the second attempt. Battery C on you. So we did just check before we started filming. It's just outside of danger close. We're gonna hit all 3 of them, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Okay, so 3 57s, and was it 4 you said?
4 MG teams.
4
of the MGs.
rifle MGs.
Yeah. So the rifle MGs aren't there. Keep
Yeah.
thinking they're MGs. So hitting on 5s because second attempt. So 1 of the 57s and the 4 rifle MG teams. Nothing.
Ooh, fantastic. All right. So for the 57 is safe.
Okay. And then the medium mortars here will attempt to spot themselves right over here again. So once also needing 5. So first attempt. Second attempt. Gets it on the second attempt finally. I will need a new spotting token. It will be here. And these ones are
going to be
didn't.
hit there.
So hitting on 5s. Start with the martyr because I hate him. Professional, you know. Doesn't hit. The anti-tank rifle hits. Okay, that's handy.
2.8. All right.
The formation commander hits. And 7 MG rifle MGs. 3, 6, 7. Looking for 5s. 3 hits. Now I have to go back and re-roll these because I just remembered it's 2 guns firing. So rifle MGs. Nothing. 2.8. Still hits. And the command team does not hit that. So just the 2.8, which will pin the platoon.
All right. I had missed that one myself, actually. Good call. So down the river.
Yeah.
All right.
So that is my artillery for this round. I'm going to move on to the priests that advance next. One of them is going to take the very long range shot, just in range to shoot the martyr. So I am moving. I am a slow firing gun. So adding 1 for that. You are concealed. Adding 1 for that. And you are over 16. So adding 1 for that. So I will need 7s. So 6 followed by 5 or 6. First roll. No. And the other 3 will just be shooting at some Fallschirmjäger on the hill line here, needing 5s? 6s because you're in concealment. 1. No.
There
I just said 6s, and
Yeah.
I rolled a 5. Yeah, so nothing.
Concealed.
That's less than ideal, and I'm going to continue keeping them on the ground because the only thing I got keeping me alive. We've got 3 Bren gun teams over there, or sorry, universal carrier teams that can shoot into the buildings, so we'll do that. 3, 6, 9, hitting on 5s. For 2 hits. 1 and 1 on the team there in the front of the buildings.
Okay.
Oh,
one of them.
Firepower. Nope. And that will be, once again, my shooting. German command step, turn 5. What do we got?
So we do have 2 pins from the artillery. The guns there, who are not in range of a commander, keep their heads down for the turn. But they have dealt with their targets, so I'm not too offended. The platoon on the bridge, they're willing to keep fighting. The only other thing we do have is, let's see if we can get planes on the table twice in a game.
Yep.
Fantastic. 3 out of 5 turns. So we're going to pick a new place for them. I'm thinking maybe these priests here, but we're going to look that out, see if I have any other movement, potentially trying to get up towards those assaults and bring the rest of the martyrs up out of the forest. So we'll play that out. I'll see the end result in a moment.
Moving on.
So from the top, end of German movement. We have the planes have come in. They're going to try and take out this battery of priests here. Our infantry have trundled a little bit forward, not wanting to block the hills line of sight, and to get back within a potential assault distance if we can get them pinned down. One of the martyrs failed across. The other one has come to join its brother up on the ridge. They're more than likely going to take return shots at any surviving priests this turn. And our dug-in main line of infantry have held to continue what it's been doing, holding the line. So we're going to try and swing the rest of the battle into this pocket that the Stukas are then going to bomb the heck out of. Okay, so we can go right into some shooting. And we might as well start with those Stukas.
Can they range in?
So let's see if we can range in. We have it set so that there is no tall terrain or anything there for them. So they are veterans, it was we established. So 3s. Yep, they range in.
All right, I'll take my AA shots. Hitting on 5, you said?
Yes, hitting on 5s, 3+ saves.
Well, 2, 3.
3
so
hits.
One will take 2 hits, one will take 1.
All right, 3+, so 2.
Good to go.
Good. And 1 on the other.
Good to go.
Good. That was actually shocking for a moment. They fired just as effective with 1, but it certainly was shocking. We barely see them on the table, let alone shot down. So yeah, we have four shots. They're all going to be the same, so we'll just roll them out, hitting on just the 4s.
You can reroll the 3. That's cocked.
All that dice throwing.
Okay.
For them to completely miss.
So, planes. I mean, the last 2 turns, that's the plane experience.
Breaking the Shermans was helpful. They would have come on 3 times. I can't fault that. That's more remarkable than we've ever seen already. I'm okay with it. The Shermans were they only killed 1, but
they only needed 2. But you know that's the plane experience. You know, sometimes they just won't show up. Sometimes they will. Most of the time, they won't do anything.
Could have killed 3 or 4 of those right there.
Yeah, that would.
But we do have 2 martyrs.
Yeah.
1 stayed stationary.
So 3
1
shots.
is moving.
Over 16.
They're over 16.
And I'm not in concealment.
So they're going to see if they can do the job. They look like they want to do the job.
Firepower.
So straight to
number 4 at this range.
Yeah, against 12. So straight to firepower. 1 on each.
Boom.
Boom, 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 boom. That'll remove some concern for that platoon. Fantastic. We have some direct fire shots for various other places. The battery here is going to repeat where it's been trying to take out these carriers. We have 1 intact on the front. Hits. 1 bailed out. Misses. And 1 that didn't move. Hits.
Please reroll that.
We'll roll that one again.
Thank you.
Misses.
I'll take
All right,
so
so
just
1 on this side of the trees. Yep.
Top armor is 0 to AT2.
Yep.
And I get a 1.
All right. So 4+ firepower does actually get a carrier.
Nice. So this is what happens when I roll Canadian dice for playing British.
You've seen some 6.
Yeah, when
sometimes
when
you see
they're
some 1s.
played as Canadians, they work.
Fair. Infantry shots over here while we're in this sector. 2, 4, 6, 8. They stayed gun to ground.
Yeah, they stayed stationary.
So 6s it was?
Yeah.
Whew. None?
Works for me.
The AT rifle doesn't really have a shot. He was doing...
Single carrier. You can see out the window.
That one's dead.
Oh yeah, we just blew it up. Right, that's what you're supposed to know.
You know what? He's going to just shoot into the tree line.
Also 6, maybe 7 if it's over 16.
He is in 16.
Okay.
So 2 from him.
No.
None. Do any of these infantry otherwise even have range to contribute? 2 of them do, down the river. So they're going to do their 2 shots as well. 2 each. No 6s, lots of 5s. Oh, that counter round actually is converting for that purpose. The whole hill.
Yep.
And everyone in the forest. Now we'll just do the 4 in the forest. They've kind of blocked each other, so there's only the 4 moving lead ones. 1.
Okay.
Put it on the MG team.
Sure. Saves.
Saves. And up the hill, we got the AT rifle actually can just roll in with them because there's no firepower going to be needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the full 10. Counting the AT rifle, yeah, because we only lost the 1 out of that platoon. And 12, 13. Have an odd number of dice suddenly. I don't know where the rest have hidden. But we have 13 here. And we'll 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So 4 more after this. Looking for 6s. There's a couple. And 1 more. So
that's enough to pin me.
5. There's the pin. We're putting 2 on.
Well, they're
MG.
all going to go on the MG because he is their only valid target. Because I'm more than 2 inches past on the rest.
So it is. All right. Roll
so 5 hits on 1 MG. And
he really tried.
Just
he really tried. The pin down. And what other shooting was even left? We've done the battery.
Oh no, they're
We've done them. So the mortars are on the hill. They don't have much else they can range into anymore. That's gone. That's blocked from line of sight. I think they don't actually even have a target this turn. The only thing potentially is if I want to smoke against defensive fire just right here on that motor platoon. I don't have any scary heavy amounts of fire, so I'll do that. We'll just put a smoke just kind of right here and just drag it along to smoke over the platoon for the potential assault. Undertow terrain. Does that even matter for smoke?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Native 3+.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have mattered either way. So they'll have a 12-inch smoke barrage that kind of starts at here at the forest and comes 3 guns. So yeah, it's 12 to there. Pretty much straight over that. And that's the end of shooting.
Might as well roll right into assault.
Roll right into the inevitable assault.
Okay, we have moved in, so we just checked. The command team is within range, so his rifle team shot can be added. So we'll do the 4 shots for him, hitting on...
The smoke is 5s.
He's outside of the smoke, so I'll shoot him. Just to be evil. So 1 will be hitting on a 4, the rest will be hitting on 5s. 1 hit on 5s, 2 hits. Okay, the boy's rifle, I believe, is still ready to fire. Oh, I'm pinned. Hold on. Let's try that again.
The one
it's ready to fire 2 pinned for the machine gun, not 3. So they would have missed. And then the rifle misses, and the mortar misses. So just the 1 rifle hit on him.
1 on the back team. Does go down.
Works for me.
And then all but pretty much the one guy, so 2, 4, 6 have hits. And pretty much all but this guy is in contact. So I'll just roll, I guess. I don't know. What do we want to do? 3 and 3, or 3 and
You're the one in contact. You
4,
get to choose.
2. Alright, yeah, what is it? 3 and 3 on the 2. We can't reach whatever that one is. I'm not sure if that's the mortar or the boys. And one goes down, and the other goes down.
Okay. An anti-tank rifle is not a heavy weapon, so it can assault back. I'll grab those.
You do have an improved counterattack, I believe, is the British.
Plus. So I will counterattack. I'll come into here, and I will swing on a 4+ to kill you. I'll kill that one team.
That's it.
Now you get to counterattack.
Counterattack. I forgot to bring a commander down the ridge. Let's see if we can pass the morale test for once. We do.
And my team will die.
So yeah, there's no way they're failing that many close-ins.
Okay. So we'll move them and be right back.
That's the end of Consolidate. They've just consolidated back behind the smoke screen and into that forest line where they can cover the river edge. We don't like guys advancing down the river, and that actually would be it.
All right, so we will move it to the British turn. That being said, there may not be any way that I can now get within the required 6 inches of that before the end of my opponent's 6th turn. So we will see what we can do, and we'll be right back if we're calling it here. All right, after some consideration, I unfortunately do not have anything in position that could actually get close enough to contest that objective still, now that it's the 6th turn. So unfortunately, that will be a German victory against the British. So we'll be right back with our debrief. Well, that was fun. I haven't had a chance to really play the Allies in a while. Fuck.
It has been...
It's been almost a year now.
Like 2nd edition since I brought my Jaegers to the field.
No. Well, you played them against the Americans in the Battle of Bloody Gulch we did.
Yeah.
Which reminds me that I did actually play Allies then, but that was back start of the summer.
Did have the one. Yeah, and that's the first time since 1st and 2nd when I played some very old Jaegers that definitely need some bringing up into the new edition.
Hey,
but
I mean, they still work pretty good.
My American Army has been growing, so I'm happy with that. It was fun to play from a different side. That gives us it gives the Axis a win, technically against my faction in the campaign, which is a fun turn of events. But it does give us some spice. I mean, the Axis get a win. Catania gets blocked again. The British can't make it through to Messina for another round.
That also, in regards to that, follows along with the history. I mean, the Americans facing a lot of the coastal troops, they had a fairly easy shot through. Where the British and technically I think it was General Bradley that was also supporting the British flag, they fought more of the German rear guard as they were pulling back and out of Messina. So, fairly historical.
Yeah, the Americans right now are making a beeline to Palermo and through Ina up to the Cape d'Orlando.
We're looking at the map, which you guys can't see, so we'll maybe put a picture.
But we're following that historical pattern. We've gained the heights. We're making our way around the coast. And the British are getting a little stalled. The hardened troops and the Fallschirmjägers ended up being the last rear guard in Messina. Hauled out. So, it's fun when it comes out a little historical like that. It's always a tough fight to shift Fallschirmjägers. But at the same time, I spent a lot of time dodging artillery barrages that continued to find me. Not always first, but finding me. So, it was fun.
No, it's different. I'm not used to
being
Allies,
scared of Shermans is a different experience.
I don't remember you being scared of Shermans that entire round.
I was holding an ambush forever, having the martyrs worried about getting caught out of position and potentially not having much to counterattack them, or just throwing waves of bodies, which is why I always kept kind of all 3 platoons close. Is what I was worried might happen. It's not an experience. We don't get they don't get their time to feel like they're kings of a battlefield for a bit. They didn't actually, unfortunately, get in position to kill. A lot of bad cross test hindered you out.
Yeah, honestly, I think that was the biggest, that and spending so many points on artillery. Unfortunately, I love how artillery works in version 4, but, even in version 3, it was a hell of a lot more deadly. The 2 4-gun batteries pretty well should have pummeled you into submission in prior editions. I think they've definitely found a good spot for the power of artillery. It's still useful.
It's still hit or miss.
But,
you had a lot of it, and it didn't really cripple my force much at all. And then
it was also that early taking out my OP. Had he not died, I could have potentially got more damage done.
And I didn't have a lot, but you keep hitting the targets turn after turn.
Until the one turn when I needed them to.
You could have never rolled a 1 the whole game, and it would have looked different. Or
I rolled plenty of 1s.
You throw enough dice, and he's going to roll 1s, especially when it's Jacob here.
But yeah, no, the points sunk into artillery, and then the cross check. Just trying to get across that damn river. Get through the tree line, avoid the minefields. That was well played on your part.
Played, having them spaced. I think, because seeing as you knew where those were, you didn't factor in the risk of failing the cross checks in deployment. Mm-hmm. Having the Shermans lead the infantry or just the armored column this way, and then just leaving the infantry by themselves coming through the river where they don't have to worry, might have been the better option. Maybe those machine guns up on the ridge, just shooting across into the hill the whole time, would have left me very scared. I was scared the turn I had to move out and then wait till next turn to dig in. I was real scared. I used my smoke there. This other platoon had to risk a couple times just being caught, not being dug in to not get repeated. Mm-hmm. So there was definitely some back and forth points, but Jaegers are big platoons. They're hard to kill.
Very big. It's just trying to whittle you down enough when you dug in and hard to hit without anything that isn't artillery. It's just not going to work. So I kind of wish I brought the Canadians. I think they would have fared a bit better, would have more bodies on the table for getting in there with assaults. But
it was nice, the mission, the way we rolled it up, for me, being that I could concentrate almost my entire force on one linchpin center objective. And even if a platoon failed a check or failed a counterattack or got really devastated, almost the entire army could move to the objective within a turn.
Which, on the note of objectives, would have been good if I remembered I took on a card to move the objective. Because I completely forgot. But it is what it is. I did not move it. I could have shifted it 4 inches back this way. I don't think it would have made appreciably any difference.
Maybe not having the one back here and having it up here on the other side could have definitely changed a little bit. But you were really counting on that spearhead. And I was actually factoring that I was going to push out of my initial deployment. That still got the aggressive bone in the body a little bit, and just tie you up in that town, which worked.
It's okay. I'll just commission High Command to send us some flamethrower Churchills for next game. That's what we'll do.
I'll be back on the Allied side, so fantastic. I'm going to be over here with the Allied, and thanks for the flamethrowers.
Yep. Anyways, guys, I very much hope that you enjoyed today's game. As always, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, it really helps the channel.
We love your comments.
We definitely do. We love seeing them. We love engaging with you. And hopefully we will see you again soon. So, as always, we're pulling for you. Just keep your sticks on the ice.
Take care out there.